welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the female Jeffrey Dahmer. Yes, there's a female Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but I'm going to tell you what happened. So make sure you have your snacks, have a drink, because this is going to be a long one and it's a crazy story, so buckle up. On February 23rd, 2022, a woman called 911 saying that she found her son's head in a bucket at the bottom of her basement stairs. The person who called 911 was the woman's boyfriend, and the 911 dispatcher is asking the boyfriend if the woman is hallucinating, because this is crazy. Who finds a head in a bucket in your house, and not even just a head? You're saying it's your son's head? Like, she's like, okay, this lady is bugging. Something's going on here. In the call, you can hear the mother talking about finding her son's head in a bucket, and she is so calm. She is as cool as a cucumber. I mean, I would think she's hallucinating as well, because you would be freaking out if you just found your son's head in the bucket. But take a listen to this.
County Public Safety, how may I help you?
Yes, I live in Officer at 829 Stony Brook. My friend just woke me up and swears that she found her severed head of her son in the basement.
Can you tell me what's happening there again?
I have no clue what's happening. My girl swears that she's found her severed head of her son in the basement.
Did you go down there?
In a bucket. I went down, I can't tell what the part of my language, I'm kind of a little freaked out.
Did she just wake up and say that?
Yeah.
Whose head is it?
She's claiming it's her son.
How old is her son?
24, 25.
Is he missing or?
No, yeah, he was here yesterday with some chick, and then all of a sudden nobody's here. And she came up to use the restroom a couple times, and she keeps calling and calling, and now she's saying that she hears the phone down there too.
Okay. Is she with you right now?
Yes, she's upstairs. She's a little freaked out, and I don't know what to do.
Okay, alright, stay on the line. And, you said you went down there, correct?
Yeah, and I lifted the towel, but I can't see very well, and I can't tell what the hell it is.
So there's something in the bucket.
There's something in the goddamn bucket, man.
Do you think she's hallucinating, or do you think that...
I don't think so. I went down and there's something in the damn bucket. I don't know, man. She's a little freaked out and kind of freaking me out.
Alright, can I talk to her?
Yes, you can.
Hello?
Hi, Tara. So can you tell me what's going on?
Are you positive my son's head is in a bucket right now in the bucket in my basement?
What makes you think that?
Because I looked in the bucket.
What did you see?
Exactly what I told you.
Okay, where's the rest of the body at?
No idea.
After finding out that she found her son's head in a bucket, I would think that she'd be freaking out, yelling, screaming, crying. But no, nothing, none of that. You didn't hear any of that in the phone call. It's very weird to me. The officers went to the house in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Once they got there, they talked to Tara, who is the mother, and she told them the same thing she said on the 911 call. So they went straight to the basement, and at the bottom of the stairs, there was a 5-gallon bucket, but there was a towel on top of the bucket. So the officer went over to the bucket, he lifted the towel, and he looked inside. And what he saw would shock him forever. There was actually a head in the bucket. After he looked in the bucket, he looked around the room and he saw that there was dry blood on a mattress. The police realized that this was a crime scene and the ending of someone's life had happened here.
Same with those two. I was going to see it.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
So right there. Look right. There's a bucket with a towel on it.
This one.
I went down there today.
Just keep my eyes too. If we could get more units here sooner rather than later, that'd be appreciated. We've got quite a bit of blood down here. I want to clear this rest of this house. We've got 2 people in the house for sure. Come here. Hold on one second. I know you're busy over there, but this is actually what it's going to be. It's not going to be a 961 thing or a 96 thing, so we're going to need more units here.
I bet the officers thought that this was just going to be a normal day of work. They're going to do the same thing again and again like they do every day. They didn't think that they were going to come across a murder scene. This is bizarre. They were not, I bet you they were not expecting this at all. This is when they called in the crime scene unit to investigate what happened here, because clearly something went on here. The mother, whose name was Tara, she was the mother of 25-year-old Shad Dahmer. So the police came to her after discovering this head in a bucket. The police went over to her and was like, who could have possibly done this to your son? Like, who would do this to your son? Tara told the police that the last person that she knew who was with her son was Taylor Schabusiness. I just want to pause on that story really quick and tell you a little bit about Taylor Schabusiness. Taylor is a 25-year-old married mother of a child born during 2021. The child has a different last name than hers, and he lives with his paternal grandparents in Texas. The father is not raising the child because he is currently incarcerated. Shad and Taylor had went to the same high school together, and they had been friends ever since. Actually, in high school, they dated for a couple of years, and then after that, they broke up, but they remained friends, and they had just reunited. Tara noticed that Taylor's van wasn't parked outside of their house anymore. Taylor had her van parked out there for a day or so, and when she looked out there, she realized that it was gone. So she told the police where Tara lived, and then the police took off and went straight over there. During what's going on right now, you would think that the police would be like, ma'am, why did you kill your son? Or why did your boyfriend kill your son? Or something like that. But from what I could see, it doesn't look like they were on them too hard about it. I think they believed the mom, even though that 911 call was crazy. I think they believed the mom, and they went to go check out Taylor to see what was going on with her. When they got to Taylor's address, they saw her van in the apartment complex parking lot. So the police went over using their flashlights, and they were looking inside of the van to see if there was anything in there. While they're doing this, the van's lights go off, you know, the little chirp chirp. That's what happened. So I guess someone did that. They did the chirp chirp, and the lights went off. So then the police were like, whoa, what was that? Who did that? And then they look over, and then they see Taylor just standing like on the landing of the apartment complex. So then they rush over to her. So they go over to Taylor, and she's standing there, and they can see blood all over her shirt and on her pants. So then the police immediately put her under arrest.
Nothing. Hey. Is this blood? Does this look like blood to you? Am I just tripping? Bloody footprint? You see this right here? Could possibly be blood.
Footprints on the path.
Hey, who did that? Hi, Taylor. How's it going? Officer Russell with the Green Bay Police Department. Just make sure you ain't got nothing on you here. With Taylor. Taylor, you have one warrant for your arrest. Just put your hands behind your back, please.
Anybody else in your apartment?
You got blood on your hands here, too. No, on your hands. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to.
What apartment is it?
What apartment are you in? Do you have Adam 3 come up?
You got someone to get out here.
On the double.
I feel like they probably really didn't believe that Taylor could have done anything like this, but after seeing the blood on her, they're like, okay, yeah, she had something to do with this. But I mean, come on, what woman do you know has severed a head? I mean, I know there are women that have done it, but actually, recently, in 2023, 2022, 2021, are there women out there just severing people's heads? Like, what is going on? The police asked Taylor if she knew why they were there, and Taylor was like, is it because of my warrant for my arrest? No innocent person is going to say that, so clearly Taylor had something to do with it. So by this time, the police brought in a medical examiner to help them with, you know, the head Usually the medical examiners don't come to the crime scene. They just do their work at the office, at the place where they do this. I don't know where they do it at, but over there. They usually do it over there, but the police knew that this was a serious matter and they needed help, so they brought in the medical examiner so they can make sure they do everything right. The medical examiner started to examine Taylor's van, and in the rear passenger seat in the crock pot box, the medical examiner looked inside and she saw more body parts, including legs. Guys, there were more body parts. Taylor cut up more body parts of this man. This is crazy. This is so crazy. The crime scene unit came in and they searched the van and Shad's house. So while they're searching Shad's house, they saw that there was evidence that a strangulation occurred there. And then they went over to the bucket to examine the bucket. And once they looked under the head, they saw Shad's below area, the below area in the bucket. It wasn't just one piece of the below area. It was all the pieces in the bucket. And along with that, there was body fluid in there, and then there were knives in there, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. Okay guys, so this is going to get a little bit more gruesome if it hasn't been getting there already, but I'm gonna let you know what they did find in the basement. So in the basement, they continued to search the rest of the basement, and they found more body parts and bags, and they found kitchen knives all over the basement. They opened a tote, and in the tote, they saw an upper torso, organs, and knives in the bucket. I'm sorry, I know this is gruesome, but I just wanted you guys to get the full story of what this lady did to this man. She is, I don't even have any words for her. Shad's torso had numerous rigid cuts where his head was removed. One bag had his foot shoved into his chest cavity. His whole body was completely chopped up. This 5'2", 120-pound woman had suffocated, mutilated, chopped up his body. Have you ever heard of anything like this? I know I said it before, but this is crazy. She really did all this. This little woman, she really did all this to this man. They also saw what appeared to be blood-stained concrete that was attempted to be cleaned up next to the blood-stained mattress. Over there, there was just a lot of blood. On top of the entertainment center was a glass pipe and a gym bag that had a powdery substance in it. So clearly that was some type of drug. In the shower, they found numerous blood drops and some blood that appeared to be washed or wiped away.
Where we have complete decapitation. In other words, it's going completely through the neck and the head is separate from the remainder of the body. There were also a number of sharp force injuries above and below the level of decapitation, consistent with multiple cuts attempted as the person is trying to get through the neck. The back has been largely flayed and defleshed. In other words, the skin of the back has been removed. Also, the muscles of the back have been removed so that we have exposed rib cage. And I believe that this is post-mortem mutilation because there is no hemorrhage associated with these injuries. In other words, I have multiple sharp force trauma with multiple stab wounds, multiple punctures, multiple incised wounds of the skin, deep cuts within the muscles and tendons and soft tissue, deep cuts within the bone, but all of these cuts are non-hemorrhagic. In other words, there's no blood or bleeding associated with it. These are consistent with post-mortem mutilation. In other words, there's no circulation going on.
As you were going through the room, did you note that it was possible you did not have the entire body present in that room?
Yes, I did.
Did you note specifically what was missing?
On my inventory, I believe I was missing the right thigh, specifically from about the waist to about the knee. I believe that I was missing as well I was also missing the left thigh and left leg.
After discovering this, the police asked Tara what had happened leading up to her finding her son's head in the bucket. She told the police that 2 days before at 9:30 p.m., Taylor had came and picked up Chad, and this was the last time she saw her son. Later that night into the morning, the mother's boyfriend saw Taylor and Shad had returned back to their house and went straight into the basement and stayed in there for the whole day. Tara said that she thought her son was in the basement and she didn't go down there. She just went about her day, she left, and then she came back, and her and her boyfriend did their normal nightly routine. Around 3 a.m. she was awoken by her storm door slamming. She had assumed that Taylor left, so she got up and she went to the basement to see if her son had left with Taylor. When she went down there, she didn't see anybody, so she was just going to head back up the stairs. And when she went to go up the stairs, that's when she noticed the bucket. So she went over to the bucket and was like, what's in here? So she went over to the bucket and she removed the towel, and that's when she saw her son's head in the bucket. Oh my God, guys, can you imagine that you're thinking your son is just hanging out and having fun, but he's really at the bottom of the stairs in a bucket? His head is in the bucket. I can't even imagine. I probably would have felt so guilty because all of this was happening right under her nose and she didn't even know. It's not her fault, of course, but that's how I would feel. And there was no indication that any of this was going on. She had no idea. This is crazy. I don't even know what I would have done. I probably would have passed out if I saw something like that. I don't know. But I do know that I'll be going to jail right along with Taylor. I can say that one. When Taylor was brought to the police department, they noticed cuts and scratches on her hands and on her arms, and also her hands were stained with a red color. Police let Taylor know that they had found a severed head in Shad's basement, and they asked her if she knew him, and she said she did. And she also said that is pretty fucked up. Taylor told them that the van was her friend's and she had been using it for a couple days. They asked her what happened that night, and she said that's a good question because she kept blacking out and she couldn't remember what happened. She said she just knows that it was the two of them in the basement alone. Taylor gave an account of what happened that night, and she said her and her longtime friend had drove the van over to Shad's house to pick him up. They all went to Taylor's apartment and they all smoked the green, you know, and then her and Shad smoked the M drug. Afterwards, her and Shad put the T drug in their arms, you know, and then, you know what I'm trying to say here. And then after that, her and Shad went back to Shad's house. This is all according to her, so just keep that in mind. But she said they went back to Shad's house, they went into the basement, and around 5 minutes later, they wanted to, you know. So Shad went and brought out 2 dog choke chain collars. She said that Shad put his on around his neck. She had one for her too, but they were gonna use his first. So she said that he put his around his neck, and this is something that they typically do when they're, you know, like this is normal to them. So she said that when it was around his neck, she started to choke him a little bit, but she just ended up going crazy. He was laying face down on the bed with her on top of him, pulling the end of the chain. She started strangling him. She said she could feel his heart beating. He was trying to fight back, but she would not let go. She saw his face turn purple and blood come out of his mouth, but she did not stop. She even told detectives, yeah, I liked it. She asked if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it. She said it took about 3 to 5 minutes for his life to end. She said she even blacked out during it, and when she came to, his face was purple. After this, she performed, you know, on his, you know, and she said she was doing this while cutting up his body at the same time. Then she took a, toy, she took a toy and put it in his mouth and then inserted it in his rear area. I'm sorry guys, I know this is so gruesome and a lot of details, a lot of information is too much. Some of you probably don't want to hear it, but I just want you guys to get the full picture so you can understand exactly what she did to this man. This is disgusting. She even cuddled his headless body. She was doing all of this for about 3 hours. This woman is completely insane. She is a lunatic. Who does this? This is disgusting.
I don't even know anymore. Like, it was weird. I was riding him like a donkey, okay? And then, like, I think so. I think that's what was happening. I was started pulling, and then, like, I don't know. And then, I just didn't stop. I don't know why. I didn't stop.
Do you use manual strangulation during sex at all? To shed like that?
A manual strangulation? Yes.
He likes strangulation?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, he does. Yeah. Yeah.
And you do too, or just him?
Both of us.
Have sex with his body at all? At any point, or any type of sexual contact? You know, obviously the dildo and stuff, but...
I grinded on my foot.
You grinding on?
Yeah, I listened.
Did you ever put his penis in your vagina? Or you just grind on him?
Did you see before that you performed a roll on him?
Yeah.
Okay, and that was after he was dead?
Yeah. And then he got happy. He was like half hard while I was still sucking while he was dead. Actually, I was severing his head while I was doing that too.
You were sucking his
Yeah, I don't know, like I was kind of like dozing off, like nodding out.
He was dead already?
He was dead.
Was his head still on?
No, I took that off. That was the first thing I took off.
Okay.
I wanted the head.
What about the rest of his body?
I didn't even take it. And then the rest of his body, I don't even know what it is. It's in a big blue container, you know.
But when did you start, cutting up his body?
I don't know, like almost right away. I was sucking and cutting at the same time.
Okay. But what about the rest of his body parts? Did that take all day? Did you?
I was getting pissed off at the dismemberment process, actually.
Did it take a while?
It took a while.
Yeah, because I was nodding out. So
Okay, so you're kind of sleeping, kind of nodding in and out. Have you taken any other drugs?
I should have took drugs. I probably would have helped, but I didn't.
Detectives begin to ask her about the van, and Taylor says, "Damn the head." And she also says, "I can't believe I forgot the head though." Like, are you kidding? This did not faze this woman at all. At all.
Is that the mom's name?
Yes.
Damn, the head. I can't believe I let the head go.
She said there should be a foot or a leg in the van, and the rest of his body parts are in the basement, dismembered. And she said they should have fun finding all of his organs. Y'all, she does not care. It seems like she had a good old time to me. She does not care. She had left the head in the bucket with the blanket on top of it. She told the detectives that she got the knives from the kitchen, and she said that the bread knife was the best knife because of the serrated edges. She said she used whatever bags she could find in the basement to put his body in, and she said that she put the bucket underneath his neck so while she was cutting it, the blood would just drain right into the bucket. She put all the blood into the bucket and into totes, and then she brought those over to the shower and drained it down the shower. That's why there was blood in there, because that's what she did with the blood. She put it down the shower drain. She even mentioned that at one point she thought that the drugs were making her paranoid, and she was hearing things, and she thought she was going to get caught. Taylor said that the plan was for her to bring all the body parts to the van, but she only brought the leg and she forgot the head. She said the ending of his life was random, it was not planned. She said that doing all of this took her about a day or so, and she said she kept dozing off during it. They asked her if she took any more drugs during this whole time, and she said no, but she should have. Y'all, she actually told the police that she did not mean to end his life. She said while she was choking him, she liked it so much that she could not stop herself. She just had to keep going. She was having that much fun that she could not stop herself. The detectives asked her if ending his life was the right thing to do, and she said no, but she did it anyway. Taylor said that she didn't want to get caught for ending his life, so that's why she did what she did. And she took his head off first because she liked it so much and she wanted to keep it with her, but remember, she forgot the head behind. So she liked it so much, that's why she did what she did, but you forget the head behind? That's the whole reason why you did this, and then you forget it? You know?
I didn't mean for all this to happen, and I'm like, I f***ed up, I know I f***ed up. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what happened.
But you didn't try to help him?
No, I didn't, no. It works both ways, like I have no idea,
You was gonna
gotta
die.
be tugging the chain.
Right, you knew he was gonna die, so.
I mean, I didn't, but at the same time I woke up like, fuck, that's bad. I didn't know what to do, because like, he was gonna be like, ah, I'm like, fuck, I didn't know. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know.
She liked it?
I liked it. I'm like, fuck, like, it was, like, I didn't know what to do, but like, I liked it, so.
So Taylor tells the detective all of this stuff, right? You think she would be freaking out about what she just did, or maybe angry or upset or emotionally disturbed, something, right? No, she wasn't. The detective said, I characterized her as calm demeanor, no outbursts, no mood swings. She was quite frank in being able to answer questions and ask questions. The police also did a search of Taylor's phone. In her phone, they found internet searches related to flaming pentagrams, a cadaver, and the KKK. There were also several searches related to Jeffrey Dahmer. These searches were done a few days ahead of time. They showed a picture of Taylor with a photo of Jeffrey Dahmer on the phone. Taylor was clearly obsessed with Jeffrey Dahmer. That's why I said she is the female Jeffrey Dahmer. She was inspired by him, and she enjoyed all the stuff that she did, just like he did. He enjoyed it so much that he did it again and again and again. And I'm pretty sure if she did not get caught, she would have done this again and again and again, and would have been just like Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, and if you guys don't know, I did do a video on Jeffrey Dahmer, just comparing his real life to the Netflix series. So if you're interested, that's on my YouTube channel, so just go over there and take a look at that, and you can see some of the comparisons they have.
The searches related to Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes.
Was there one? Was there more than one? How many?
24 total searches, such things like Jeffrey Dahmer, Jeff Boyardee, Jeffrey Dahmer's butt, Jeffrey Dahmer walking into court all sexy.
Taylor is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree SA. She has pled not guilty by reason of insanity and just went on trial. So there are a few people saying that Taylor really does have a mental illness. Taylor's father said that he had sought out help for Taylor's mental illness several times. He said that she dealt with hallucinations and she was not in her right mind. He said he was always worried about her mental health.
Did you see her at the Nicolay Psychiatric Center?
Oh,
she was
yeah,
there?
yeah. I'm sorry. It's just so much going on.
It's through Brown County.
Yeah, I went to take her there myself, actually.
Okay. Why did you take her there?
She just wasn't in the right state of mind.
Was she suicidal?
Probably.
Was she psychotic?
I guess.
Objection. I don't think this witness has the ability to answer that question. Rephrase the question.
Okay. All right. Was she experiencing like hallucinations?
She was not in the right state of mind at all. So I feared that she would hurt herself. So that's why I took her. We both agreed. We both went there together. And try to get help, and then ended up releasing her, and she came home, and that was about it.
Okay. Was she prescribed some medications and things like that?
She was at that evening, no, but yeah, she has been on some medications that she never liked taking those pills. I mean, they kind of messed her up even worse.
In middle school, she was diagnosed with ADD and ADHD and depression, and she took medication for it until she was about 18. She did attempt the S word in April and May of 2021. This is when she was diagnosed with PTSD, bipolar disorder, in addition to her severe depression, ADD, and ADHD. In 2020, Taylor was found walking in the middle of the street. The police came and believed that she was under the influence of drugs. The police were told that she was randomly knocking on doors. The police asked Taylor, "What's going on?" Taylor said she wasn't sure and that she was on a different planet right now. She allegedly kicked at the officers who tried to stop her from running into the middle of traffic. That night, Taylor was charged with battery. A defense psychologist said that Taylor was not criminally responsible for her actions. Because she suffered from severe bipolar disorder, she was not able to understand the wrongfulness of her actions, so she believed that she was not criminally responsible for what she did. I just want to inform you guys of an incident of what happened with Taylor while she was going through court hearings and stuff. While she was in the courtroom, she physically attacked her former attorney and had to be wrestled down to the ground by court officers. Also, during her trial, you can see her making these weird faces, like she's smirking and she's smiling, or she's just staring. During a psychological evaluation for her trial, she had thrown a chair at a psychologist. She was put under a civil commitment order in April of 2021 because of her mental illness. I think she was doing all this because she wanted people to believe that she was actually mentally ill. I think she was doing all these faces in the courtroom, attacking people and saying these things because she wanted people to believe her story, that she wasn't in her right mind, she couldn't control what she did, and this is why this happened. But I feel like she's making this all up. I don't think she is that mentally ill to not know what you are doing, to not know that you are ending a person's life and you are dismembering them. I don't think she's that mentally ill, and I think it's all bullshit, if I'm just being honest with you. Even though she was having these outbursts and doing all this crazy stuff, the judge actually ruled that she was competent to stand trial in March 2023. Her defense attorney argued that the drugs may have compounded her psychosis and that there's a long-standing history of her mental illness going all the way back to adolescence. So this is in support of her not guilty plea by reason of insanity. So that's what her attorney is saying and is fighting for her in court. On July 26, 2023, the jury took only 30 minutes to find Taylor guilty on all counts.
First verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. Second verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of mutilating a corpse as charged in count 2 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. The next verdict reads, we, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of third-degree sexual assault as charged in count 3 of the information, dated this date, 26th day of July, 2023, signed by the foreperson.
So what do you guys think? I know you heard my opinion. Do you think that she is actually mentally ill and she couldn't control what she was doing, and she didn't understand what she was doing at that time? Or do you think she knew exactly what she was doing and she intentionally did this and she is just that sinister? What do you guys think? Please leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.